Hello and good evening to you all. I thought I would make a video on a topic that I haven't discussed for some time, and that's the tea part of Tarot Tats and Tea. I first also want to apologise for the scraggy looking head. I've just taken my bicycle helmet off. It's 10 o'clock at night and nearly my bedtime, but I'm feeling rather awake and I thought, what shall I do? I'm not ready to go to bed just yet. So I thought, right, I will go and talk about my tea. I'm just seeing, Elaine, sort your head out. I decided to go for an evening bike ride, and you know, it was rather exciting being out on the road and cycling along like a mad thing. But yes, Tarot Tats and Tea, and we're back at the tea. I've also included some other drinks in this one, not just tea, but I've included coffee as well. I do like some coffees. I'm not a great coffee drinker. I might have 1 cup a day or even every other day, but it's something I found that I thought rather interesting. I added them to my shopping basket some time ago, and I'm going to show them as well. Now, the tea I'm drinking now is in preparation for bedtime, and it's Twinings Sleep Tea. Okay, and this has been shown before on my channel and 2 others. I might talk about them again. They are still my favourites. But this is spiced apple and vanilla with chamomile and passion flowers, and it tastes like Christmas in a cup. It's beautiful. So that's the Twinings Sleep. I have had this before, and I think it's just the aroma that it just relaxes you. I'm not going to say it does put you to sleep, not necessarily so. It does aid relaxation to help you relax, ready for bed. Now, I'm going to fly through the coffees first, because there's one there you might find interesting. But I don't drink it anymore. It's more kept for, well, posterity, I think. 3 years ago, I was very, very lucky to get to go to Bali. It was the last holiday I had with my parents. It's the first holiday I've ever had as a married person with my parents. But it was the last one we had because my father passed away about 10 weeks after we arrived back from our holiday. And I think that's why I still keep it. It reminds me of the holiday. The reason I don't drink it anymore is that I found out that there's an aspect of cruelty with this coffee, and I was a bit disappointed. But that's the world at the moment, isn't it? It's the world, well, always has been. Anyway, we'll move on from that. This is a Sumatran coffee, and it's Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak is actually coffee that has been made from the beans of a, you know, it's a coffee bean, and that's grown in Java, and it's found in cat poo. Yeah, you heard that right. Cat poop. What I found out is that these they're a type of cat. They only eat the freshest coffee beans, and when the coffee passes through the cat poo, through its digestive system and comes out in its feces, it is then harvested, cleaned of course, well, I hope, and it's ground to make a supposedly perfect cup of coffee. Now, I did go to a coffee plantation and I did taste this, and I didn't see it being harvested at all. It was just there, and yes, we bought some. It's more like a ferret than a cat, but what disappointed me is that these are kept in small cages and fed these beans until they pass them. You see, many years ago, coffee was a rich man's drink, and it the poor couldn't afford it. The rich used to take the coffee, they used to export it, and the coffee became a drink that the poorer people couldn't afford. However, they did notice that there were these certain cats, a luwak, I think it is, the luwak, that ate these coffee beans and passed them. And they noticed them and they started harvesting them, washing them, roasting them, grinding them and turning them into the coffee. And it was actually nicer than the bean being roasted directly from the coffee plant. And so Kopi Luwak became a thing. It's very strange. I sometimes wonder, when I think, is there something wrong in my head? Because I think, who ever thought about eating eggs? Who looked at a chicken and said, I'm going to eat the next thing that pops out of that thing's backside? Strange. Who thought about milking cows? I'm glad they did, but it does make you wonder. Anyway, same with these. And we actually, when we first tried it, you had a whole load of little coffee cups one side and tea the other, and we tried different teas and coffees, and I have to say it was an adventure. It was quite a day out, and the coffee was lovely. It was divine. But ever since reading that this day and age, this is no longer a poor man's coffee, this is quite a rare coffee, and when I found that these cats are kept in tiny little cages and virtually forced to eat, forced to pass, and then the beans harvested from their feces, I haven't been able to drink anymore. There's only four sachets gone from this, and I had 2 of them. So they sit in the cupboard, okay? They sit in the cupboard there, not being drunk. So let's see what it says on the back. The origin of Kopi Luwak is closely connected with the history of coffee production in Indonesia. In the early 18th century, the Dutch established a cash crop coffee plantations in their colony in the Dutch East Indies islands of Java and Sumatra. Luwak coffee is the most expensive, exotic and very low produced in the world. Luwak is only looking for coffee berries that have reached ripeness above 90%. It makes a unique aroma and awesome flavour. There are no other types of coffee which has the same. And that's very, very true. And it's I had to laugh when I first read it has its own aroma. You can imagine the sort of things that were going through my mind. But I have to say it was lovely to drink, but I just can't bring myself to drink this anymore. And it sits in the cupboard for posterity purposes, really. So that is the Sumatra Kopi Luwak. Very different and quite nice, but if it was done differently, I would drink it. Now I don't. The other 3 coffees I've got here. Now these 2 I bought when I was home in Wales, the last time I was home, so it's quite a while ago. And oh, they smell gorgeous. A little aroma thing there that you can smell the coffee through. And this is it's called Hiraethog, and it was roasted in Wales by Owen and Edwards, and it is gorgeous. This one is a medium roast, mellow, bright honey notes, and that's for the cafetiere or filtered coffee. And I have to say, as I said, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do, I like to pop this into my cafetiere. I have a tiny cafetiere that's about that big that makes 1 mug of coffee, and it's perfect. So that's the Hiraethog, and then I have the Castell. Castell is the word for castle. Okay, Hiraeth is that proud. I think it's Hiraeth. When you think of your country, like you get an emotional feeling. And this is a dark roast coffee, again for the cafetiere, smooth, sweet with apple notes. and it smells divine. I love the smell of coffee. So those are two. If ever you're travelling in Wales, particularly in North Wales, there is a place called Aberfall's shop, I think it is, I'm not quite sure. So it's on the way to Llanrwst. Stop and grab yourself a couple of bags of coffee. Delicious. Now, the other one is a coffee essence, and I saw this recently in Tesco's. I used to drink this when I was much younger, when we lived in South Africa. My mum used to make us milky coffees with camp coffee. It's a chicory and coffee essence. You can use it in coffees, cakes and more. So I put about approximately a teaspoon of this into some hot milk, and it really does make for a nice drink. You can taste the chicory, but it really is very nice, and it reminds me of home, and it reminds me of the wonderful childhood I had. Now, teas. What have I got new to show you? Right, we've looked at the sleep tea already. So let's see what else I've got. Now, have you heard of Mullen Leaves? Mullen Leaves. Now, Mullen Leaves this is 100% pure natural herb, wild harvested over 1,000 metres altitude from ecology clean areas in Bulgaria. And they're quite hairy. At first, when I opened it up, I thought, oh, this has got a mould on it. It's not a mould. It's like a coffee, a tea leaves. I put this into my teapot, and I've got a tea ball, and it goes into my teapot. And I have to be honest, it's an acquired taste. I got it because when all this COVID stuff started, I had read that all about Mullen tea, and it's supposed to help open up your bronchial passages and help and aid breathing, and it helps you, if you're it's supposed to be really healthy for you. I've got to be honest, I found the taste, it tasted like, I don't know, mold. You could taste them like a funny taste of it. It's. I'll have to try it again, because I wasn't over enamoured by it the first time, but I will give it another bash and tell you what I think. But it's supposed to be very, very good for you. But mullein, if you look up the mullein, it's actually, there's a lot about it. It's used for all sorts, but this mullein tea is supposed to be really good for you. And so that's it there. Mullein, Mullen Leaves herbal tea. It's one that I haven't been able to like, but you never know, I might give it another try. Now, one that I've got here to show you, I have only received this evening. I went round to say hello to a friend of mine, and she had this wrapped, and she had it there since Christmas. So it just shows you we haven't seen each other with this lockdown and what have you. And it was this tin. I thought, oh, how lovely. And I opened it up, and it's from the English tea shop. And it's a tin of a selection of different teas. It's the premium collection of 30 individual wrapped pyramid tea bags. I like those pyramid tea bags because the tea gets to float around a lot easier, and it really does flavour the water a lot more. So when you open this box, the smell is divine, especially coming from this one here. This is the super berries, and it is infusion of sweet strawberries, plump blueberries and perfectly formed raspberries. Yep, from the English tea shop. Then I have this one. I've never even heard of this or tried it, and it's an organic chocolate, Rooibos and vanilla. That will be interesting. Caffeine-free Rooibos blended with indulgent cocoa nibs and the real vanilla pods. So that looks like it will be something good to taste. I'll have one of them tomorrow. And then we have Single Origin Harrington's Premium Black Tea. And what do we have next? Oh yes, this is one of my absolute favourites, Lemongrass Ginger and Citrus. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to trying that one. Then we have White Tea, Blueberry and Elderflower. I think that will be nice. You can actually smell the blueberry and the elderflower. You can smell that, it's beautiful. And then finally we have Oolong Tea. There you go, we've got some Oolong Tea here. And it's the, let's have a look, the pretty curly leaves of the Oolong, oh that writing is a bit small, hold on, of the Oolong, pampered by rays of the sun, will walk your body to an, oh gosh, hold on a second, I can't read that, it's that tiny, hold on, will walk your body to a sauna with complete relaxation while whispering an ode to its Chinese artisan. That's interesting. And do you know, I really love the tin that it's come in. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that with my tea on the front there. And let's see what it says on here. Premium collection of hand-picked organic teas. Loving, caring tea seekers, perfect partner. Ideal partner, someone who is looking to excite their taste buds, not afraid to try new things, passionate about tea and only dreams of the finest ingredients. Likes to be healthy or has the desire to be healthier and is looking for a long and loving relationship. Sounds like you? Then the search is over. Pick me and love me forever. There we go. So that is beautiful. Oh, all right. And that is from the English Tea Shop. Isn't that just divine? And this was from a friend of mine here in our town, and I am delighted. So that is, the other ones I was going to do, that's another ginger. That was, oh no, that's my mango, pineapple and ginseng. That is delicious, absolutely delicious. And of course, you all know how mad I am about my hibiscus tea. I've actually refilled these. I've bought a big sachet, a big bag of it, and I pop them into my tin. So, cheers folks, and I hope you're getting to enjoy a lovely cup of tea. Take care, and I'll be back soon with more tarot. Bye now.